Hello, and thank you for joining me. This week's book is White Pine, A Natural and Human History of Foundational American Tree by John Pastor. And this is a board of white pine, one of the favorite woods for many of us to work with because it carves well, it machines well, it's easy to use with hand tools, so we use it with students for their projects. I use this sometimes for drawer bottoms and drawer sides and a number of other uses. In the last 2 years, I've read a few different books that are based on a particular species of tree. A book on the oak, which looks at the oak and all the wildlife that's dependent upon the oak on a month-by-month basis. Another book from the UK on the ash, where a gentleman had an ash cut and harvested and then had different craftspeople make things out of the ash. Uh, and this is in that same line. John is a professor, and his approach is to look at the white pine and use as a vehicle of the environmental movement and how, starting with Trudeau, surveying pines and realizing that this was a real problem, and progressing through a series of people, including some folks who went to here for school, uh, moving on to the modern movement and how we can reforest. Conservation Corps comes in, a whole bunch of other stuff. So a really good read. And part of what prompted me to read this book, besides my love of the pine and my love of trees, is last September, October, with the Scouts, I introduced the idea of a hip pocket lesson, and I used a particular tree for the hip pocket lesson. So one of the ideas I was pitching to the Scouts is the senior Scouts, if each of them learns one tree well, how to identify it, its field use, its commercial use, its historical import, then they could have a library, if you will, of mini lessons to teach Scouts during downtime without having to sort of bring anything to the field. And we'll do a video on hip pocket lessons. Having read a book on the pine, the ash, the oak, I'd love to see a really good one on the maple and the birch. So I'm going to definitely be keeping eyes out for that. Do recommend this book. It won't take you long to read. It will give you some real insights into ecology issues and the history of ecology, as well as this marvelous, very much a foundational tree. Thank you very much for joining us.